let's talk about the time frame a little bit. From the moment of the doxing, right, post that went out till the time where YouTube issued a punishment. Wasn't that about 7 days?
Yeah, it was about a week during that time frame. They stayed silent the whole time. She just kept making mocking jokes too. If you remember, her sister was like, "Aren't you a man enough to like come confront us?" or something like that. Didn't her sister tweet out something?
Don't you guys find that? Don't you guys find it strange that it took that long? Because I remember the Ackman situation. They demonetized you like what, 2 days?
After that tweet I put out, I could go back and check. It might have been like 4 or 5.
Well, Ackman, you made a comment to a YouTube employee, a joking one, but a comment to a YouTube employee. They didn't want to do anything to Sniperwolf. That wasn't what they were looking to do. They had to because we pressured them.
Yeah. And with the Sniperwolf demonetization, it was clearly like a joint decision with her and YouTube talking behind the scenes. By the way, she was typing her response and YouTube was typing her response.
Okay,
Meanwhile, with you, Ackman, it was just like
it was the fucking Chat GPT writing it. Let's not give her that credit.
She wrote that. She's not articulate.
Well, YouTube.
By the way, can I just say? Wait. Can I talk about the statement that she put out? So I roasted her and said it was Chat GDP, and then I got contacted from someone on her team that they actually wrote that as a team. So they swear that it wasn't Chat GDP.
If I can you guys hear me? Hello?
They write like a fucking AI.
It
yeah,
sure
we can hear
sounded
you,
like
I mean, it's fucking wild to apologize and say, yeah, I fucked up, and then the next day upload on another account. Look, man, I'm just gonna be real. I had the TOS tattooed onto my fucking brain at this point. If I ever got a fucking suspension on the platform, the last thing I would do is upload a video to another monetized channel if I had one. I've known so many fucking people that have entered that have put their foot into that trap, and then YouTube gets even more pissed off. So I don't know. I feel like it's also YouTube giving her, like, YouTube doesn't want to do anything. If it was anybody else, if it was us, YouTube would have been like, all right, you're fucking totally neutered out of the partner program now. We know what you were doing.
Well, they didn't do anything at all. They actually did less than nothing. They gave a millionaire like a shekel break. She got like a little timeout on her money. Wow, that's real down.
Yeah, but I mean,
wait, real quick, if I could add a point. J Station, remember he got demonetized when he was uploading to a second channel, and then they fully banned him? Isn't that the situation?
Wasn't he like temporarily banned so he wasn't able to upload? There's a difference between being temp banned and like them taking away your ability to upload on one channel and circumventing that, and then monetization. I don't think there's a strict policy for monetization.
Yeah.
And they already cracked down.
I mean, I guess the difference is she wasn't channel striked, even though she had some weird ass videos on her channel that she just removed, like, as they were being called out, that anybody else would have gotten a fucking strike for. I'm just saying. If you get minors to twerk on a fucking video, it's gonna get hit.
Well, aren't they still up, too? They're privated, but I don't know if she's removed them. Does anyone have any evidence of that?
Even if she removed them, there's YouTubers that have had strikes on removed videos, too. So it's like, YouTube could very much enforce it, but they won't.
Well, I know with Low Tier God in the past, when he's like doxed people and stuff, YouTube said, look, our hands are tied. We can't do anything about it because he deletes the VODs too quickly. If this video is still up, I don't understand it.
Well, the thing is, I got hit for what was it? It was, the
Wait, I'm sorry, Chris. Chris, I'm sorry I keep interrupting you, but can we get a little bit more context on the video that's up? Like, what's wrong with that video? Because that wasn't explained.
It's not up. That's maybe the wrong term. It's privated, I believe. I don't think it's been permanently taken down, but there's 2 affected videos that came out that people were criticizing. The first one being, it's like, these are both Omegle type videos. If you remember this content from 10 years ago, it's like one of those chat roulette style websites. And I mean, Omegle is a perfect antidote for like what life is. When you want to find a good conversation, you have to wane through all the dicks first. But on Omegle, there were actual dicks, okay? There was just like dudes jerking off. That's just what it was.
Wait, so this video that went viral and it was part of the news a couple days ago, this was actually on her main channel?
Yeah, but there wasn't like any nudity in it.
Holy shit, I didn't know that. I thought this was like a found thing off of Reddit.
Yeah, so this was a video that came out, and one of the main parts of this video were her telling visibly underage teenagers, maybe younger, I'm assuming
Shake
teenagers.
that ass, boy. That's what
Yeah,
was
to
going
like
on.
twerk.
Is that
And
your
then, like,
mom in this picture?
yeah, the mother walked in the room and she's like, "Look, dude, your kids are twerking for tits and stuff like that," with her weird voice, like whatever she does with her voice.
I feel like I need to pass the mic to Chris. I interrupted him 2 times. Go ahead.
No, it's
Chris.
fine. I was just gonna confirm that. Yeah. So those videos were really blatant, and like Mudahar said, most people get striked for less. And she's had them up on her channel for what, 9 years? I'm pretty sure they were 9 years uploaded to that channel. She got
Dude,
nothing
you
about
know
it.
what's
Nine,
fucked up?
for sure.
You know what's fucked up? Bowblax got fucking striked for talking about like romantic, like erotic shit, like just descriptive text. This was like legitimate twerking, like actual visual, like aid. Like this is it's fucked up to see, you know.
I got an entire community guideline strike for reading sexualized treats because I was reading out like a pedo's like messages. And that video was up for like a long time, and then all of a sudden YouTube just removed it and I couldn't appeal it or whatever. So YouTube's way harsher on everybody else than they are Sniperwolf, because if they were just as harsh on Sniperwolf as they were everybody else, she'd be terminated by now for sure.
Let's talk about that for a second here. First of all, if everyone could hit the little share button and send the tweet out to share to your followers or whatever that we're having this conversation. When I was building this space for tonight, I reached out to a bunch of YouTubers, seeing if they would come on the panel, and it was literally impossible to find somebody in support of Sniperwolf. I haven't found a single person that supports her. But let's try to look at the other angle of this. Is JacksFilms in the wrong for having a channel dedicated to criticizing Sniperwolf?
I don't think so. I think YouTube probably sees it as like a channel dedicated to harassing a single content creator. But I look at it more as someone who's pointing out a thief and then pointing out the victims. You know, so it's like, here's this person who's stealing other people's content, essentially just freebooting it, and then here are the people he's stealing from, and then those people have like reached out to JacksFilms, and they've issued content takedowns. So she's actually cut clips out of a bunch of her videos because of that. So it's in my view, no, I don't think he's doing anything too wrong. I mean, but it does kind of look bad when you look at someone's catalog of videos and it's always Sniperwolf, it's always about some other YouTuber. Isn't that how they got leafy?
Yeah. Optimus, what are your thoughts on that?
On whether, can you hear me first and foremost? I don't know, the little fucking icon.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you sound good.
All right. So like on her having her channel, or JacksFilms having the videos that he was making about her, like what is my thoughts on that?
Yeah, do you think like JacksFilms might be breaking that harassment term that was temporarily in the rules and somehow it got removed, where you can't make multiple videos on one single
First
creator?
off, like there's no hard and ready rule on that. Like there's no exact number, so nobody really knows.
No, but if you ask YouTube, they'll tell you there's like a number.
It appeared in the TOS, or like an updated TOS, and then it got removed. But it was there like a couple years ago, and I think that's pretty much the consensus
truth is,
on why Leafy.
If his name wasn't JacksFilms, he'd probably be banned. That's probably it too. So I know we're talking a lot about how YouTube's favoring Sniperwolf here, but if this was me, if this was Chris, if this was Bowblax, and we made a channel dedicated to making a video a day on a commentator. Now, I don't think he's doing anything wrong morally. I don't see any of his content as vitriolic. He's not attacking her personally. He's not, doxing her or anything like that. I don't see this content as bullying or harassing, but you can't go ahead and make that many videos on somebody unless you're JacksFilms, a content creator they like.
I mean, ultimately, I think the whole idea that making quote-unquote too many videos on somebody is harassment is fucking stupid in the first place. I mean, let's just be real here. I think I can agree with damn near anyone who makes videos here. We're making internet content, you know what I mean? There's a difference between finding somebody online and spamming their comments hundreds of times, actually doxing and harassing people, going out of your way to like do shit that is like clear incitement and like can be violent in some cases, harassment. There's a difference between that, I feel like, and being like, oh, this person, they make shitty content. And I think that it's sad that
100%.
YouTube has devolved to a point where if you make quote unquote too many videos, which by the way is completely arbitrary and there's no set defined number that YouTube actually enforces. I just think that's fucking pathetic. I think that really shows how the internet has kind of evolved.
Yeah, and all of like JacksFilms videos, even though there's like a bunch of them, they're all reacting to new stuff Sniperwolf does. Like each video is a new reaction to what Sniperwolf is posting. It's not like Sniperwolf is doing nothing and he just keeps saying this, like punching and punching over and over and over again. He's like reacting to her. So I feel like if she's doing something and you're reacting to it, that's not harassment.
Yeah, but
You're
sure,
just making
so
fun of her
YouTube-
intrinsic character.
But the reason why hold on. The reason why I bring that up is because of YouTube's statement on Twitter where they said they weren't happy what they've been seeing from both sides, which triggered everyone.
and that tells me that they
obviously
would
they-
go after him if he wasn't big too. I'm like morally.
Obviously,
I think
they've
Jack is in the
seen
right.
something
Everyone here
from
does.
JacksFilms that they didn't like.
Well, Jack also has like a really long documented history about going after that type of content that most of us agree is pretty shitty, you know. So I think he, he's just maybe vigilante's the right word. I don't know, but we gotta have someone pointing this shit out.
Yeah. Like I personally have no issue when somebody makes multiple videos. We're all technically in a sense, maybe not the Ackman more or less, but we've all made videos on the same topic multiple times. Most of us in this call.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't have
so
an
many
issue.
videos on Halo.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, you're harassing Halo,
You're
bro. What the
harassing the
fuck?
Halo
I'm
devs, dude. How
That's the low blow. That's the low blow.
Bro, he's
Like-
just trying to finish the fight and you keep harassing him. Fuck
Yeah,
you,
how
dude.
could you, man?
Dude, 60 let's play
And
cards?
by the way,
I keep
Ackman,
harassing those fucking Activision Blizzard
God, you
employees.
monster.
I keep pointing out the breast milk they stole from the female employees. Anyways,
I gotta say, Ackman, you've been right with how 343 has destroyed the Halo franchise.
Mhm.
But those new rim jobs are pretty dope. You gotta admit.
Jesus Christ.
they are. They are.
But to
Dude.
get back what I was saying, it's like I don't care if somebody makes multiple videos on someone. That's not harassment. Unless they're like going out of their way and like actually posting information like Optimus said or causing legitimate harassment. Who gives a shit how many times you make a
Sure,
video
but
on somebody?
how much of this is YouTube taking context into consideration? I think it's ridiculous to compare Leafy to JacksFilms because Leafy literally raided Pokemon's fucking Discord server. Yeah, he made 12 videos, but in one of them he linked to the Discord server and said, "Hey, go spam it." Right? That's objectively worse than anything we're seeing here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep, I
Nobody's
agree.
gonna fight you on that one.
The only thing for me is like for me, one thing I was going to point out in my video is it seems like YouTube also has like a really weird idea of what harassment is when it comes to who's being targeted. Because like I've seen, because I'm sure you guys probably also have seen this in your timelines. Like you'll follow like Team YouTube and whatnot, and it'll like come up kind of in your timeline, random people's like channel problems or whatever that they're like tagging the account in. And one thing I noticed a
Absolutely.
lot, they'll say like, somebody from this Discord spammed my channel or something, right? And got it banned or what, just like some stupid shit somehow, like, tit for tat petty shit. And, YouTube doesn't care about any of that shit when people are doing anything like that. But then suddenly you make too many videos, quote unquote, and that's harassment. But actually going out of your way to get, someone's channel with like 800 subscribers fucking completely terminated with like spammed reports, that just kind of flood through the system. That's not harassment. They don't care about shit like that. And then, like, I've probably made 100 videos shitting and critiquing on YouTube. Does that mean that I'm harassing YouTube every time that, they make a new choice or decision for the platform that I criticize or call out? Does that mean I'm harassing them?
Well, no,
now?
because that's a corporation, not an individual.
Yeah,
person.
they have
Again,
exceptions
I don't
for
mean to sound like I'm-
corporations and CEOs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really high-profile people.
Well, even then,
Well,
I've
they
made,
also
I've
Yeah,
made
like
probably
when-
24
news
videos on
channels, and
Elon
none of us
Musk.
are
Am I
considered
harassing
news.
Elon Musk because I've critiqued,
Well, no, because he would be a high-profile CEO in their eyes.
forgive me if I'm wrong, but they've basically said that YouTubers aren't public figures in their TOS, right? Isn't that like on the books now? That like you have to be like a higher level of celebrity, quote unquote, to get that pass.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm unaware of that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I've never heard of that.
I think
I will say
YouTube-
this though. It's been a problem since I've been a YouTuber for like 15 years. Like even at the very beginning in 2009, all right? Even then, the website was too big. There wasn't enough employees. There was no one you could ever talk to. Even then, and it's always been that problem, and it's only gotten worse and worse and worse. And that's why, you know, there's all these robots and bots like, you know, policing the site, is because there's not enough manpower.
I think YouTube's probably applying the same fundamentals or ideas they made to ban Leafy to this situation, or they might be looking at it through that lens of like not really taking the context of the videos and the content, but rather like seeing it as some sort of harassment campaign when that's not what it is. That would be my guess.
I wonder
Yeah, I would
if
agree.
they were like just shocked at how many people hate Sniperwolf, because in their eyes, Sniperwolf is like one of their top creators. Everybody loves her. You know, from their side of things, they must be looking at Sniperwolf like she's this loved YouTuber. And then to see all this and all these YouTubers calling her out, I bet they were pretty shocked.
Well, the thing is that haven't large channels been calling her out for years? I want to say about like 6-7 years.
Oh, she's one of the longest hated content creators in the history of
Yeah, I was
YouTube.
about to say.
But that doesn't mean anything for
Yeah.
YouTube as the corporation. YouTube sees this as Sniperwolf is stealing content from our competitors and bringing it to our platform and getting tens of millions of views doing it. I mean, at this point, I think she's helping them more than anything.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good point, actually. Yeah, just steal
She's
all
like,
this content.
she's like,
from
bro,
TikTok.
fuck TikTok. Bring TikTok here. Bring that slop here, boys.
Yeah,
Fuck
the
that shit.
YouTube shorts didn't work.
Those sloppy
but they
seconds,
did work.
baby.
They did work. YouTube Shorts is an avenue to steal TikTok content. That's basically all it is. Half the time I'm scrolling through Shorts, every other one has somebody's TikTok account bouncing back and forth. That's realistically what it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, when YouTube Shorts started, it was all stolen videos from YouTubers. Like, so any video that David Dobrik put on his you know, story for Instagram was copied and re-uploaded as a YouTube short on some random kid's channel. Like, that was the beginning of Shorts, and it's still like that.
Honestly, I think that just low form, like short form content like that in general, just kind of breeds not more content theft inherently. It just breeds more like kind of stupid shit because, I mean, you really don't have to like actually bridge out content when you make that kind of shit. You know, most of the time at least. A lot of, I'd say like 95% of short form content is like something you could probably think of and make in like 15 minutes or steal in 15 minutes. So I mean,
Yeah, just why think when you can just
Exactly.
steal the easy ideas and
and I mean, they go so much more
Dude, they're-
fucking viral than normal videos. You can genuinely get a YouTube short that gets 30 million views, and you now suddenly have 500,000 subscribers. Like, if it's good enough stolen shit or just slop.
Yeah, and there's all this like AI automated ways to like make shorts and just spam them out constantly. All automated, like you do no work.
I'm not gonna lie, like I have done that for a lot of my shorts. Like I've done for like my videos. There's a website. I can't remember the name of it off the top. I think I've linked it in a video before though. It essentially will take like any YouTube video you put like a link to, and it'll split based on whatever parameters you set, like how many TikTok clips or whatever you want of it, and it'll scientifically find the best spots in that video for viewer retention, entertainment rating, and it'll give you like a detailed breakdown on why that short should go viral or like why it should get that score. It's literally that easy to make short form content.
Send me a link to that.
Yeah, here.
Send me a link to that.
Yeah, let me get that.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie
Listen,
to
AI
yourself.
is bad, but,
Wait, we
You
should be
guys, wait,
lazy
you
with
guys
our-
don't know about this? Everybody
knew
is
about it.
cheating.
I
Like,
edit
well, I
too
don't
much.
make content.
I spend most of my time just fucking editing.
You don't even need to. If you're
Guys,
making shorts, you
guys.
don't have to edit shorts. You just link a fucking video in this website,
You
and
know-
it'll
you
do
know-
it for you.
You know what's like the funniest thing?
The number one reason why online entertainment sucks now, and it's all clickbait and it's all bullshit, and you're never going to get what you want out of it anymore, is because of AI, these bots, all this technology. It's all like fake. Like everything is fucking fake that you see. There's only a few people that are actually making fucking content where you're actually getting the fucking real thing.
But
how many times do you click on a short where somebody hits you with some clickbait right off the gate, and they're like, they ask like this crazy question, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something off my top of the head. What is the most dangerous country in the world? And then they'll start going through, and before you get to the answer, the short ends. It literally just fucking ends. And it was built that way to make you watch all fucking 30 seconds of this fucking short and then just move on. So it pops off and goes viral. It's all nonsense.
All right, to get back on subject, though, I got a question for, I guess, the panel. What do you guys think would have been an adequate solution? Obviously, nobody is like satisfied with demonetization. What do you think YouTube had to do to make people happy?
If I had to make the choice, like if I was the one who levied the decision, I would have given her at least 3 to 6 months demonetization, full stop, across all platform, all channels, I guess, that are tied to YouTube. I also would have probably issued a community strike of some sort, like just something that's
a
more
community strike on the twerking video. Come on, now that's all I want to see. Like
that's
a little
whole
punishment.
Yeah, she probably gets
That's a whole different subject in and of itself, bro. You could issue one for the bullshit and one for that video, and honestly, I wouldn't have been mad at that decision either, because that video was fucking crazy. And I don't even think that was the only one. Other people, there was other allegations that came out too. So other
Bro, it's
video
fucked up because like all the defense force for Sniperwolf was like, wow, I can't believe you're digging into old clips. Dog, you can dig a million old clips from me and I might say some fucked up shit, but I'll never ask a miner to twerk. I'll pay you $1 million if you could find that clip on my channel.
I think the quote unquote worst things that like I've probably said in videos or stuff is like, oh, there's only 2 genders. You know what I mean? Like she had fucking like 12-year-old boys twerking on camera for quote unquote tits. Like, come on, man. Be serious with yourself.
Dude, talking to their parents, being like, look at what your kids
are
doing.
like fucking.
That was a wild clip.
God.
Wild clip. Jesus.
Yeah. There's just objectively no way to defend
that. Like, I know this might sound extreme, and maybe it's like biased because I fucking hate her. Like, I've known her for a decade. She actually is a bitch. Like, she is like a bad person. I know that firsthand experience. But I think she should get banned. Like if you're going to another YouTuber's house and you're filming their house and you're uploading it to social media, I don't think you should be on the platform anymore. I don't.
That is fucking
and
deranged.
I don't think that's extreme.
I can agree
think
with
if she's
that.
smaller, then I think she would be banned.
Yeah, she probably would if she was smaller. I think I like the idea of 3 to 6 months demonetization. Then because whenever they demonetize a channel, I mean, Sniperwolf has a shit ton of videos, but in my case, they did a full channel like breakdown. Like they had people watch every single one of my videos, and that's why after my channel got demonetized, there's like two or three videos out of the blue that shortly afterwards got demonetized as well, or they got it was something like that.
Let me ask the panel this.
After the first video got taken down, then 2 videos got demonetized shortly after that. So they were doing a full channel review.
Let me ask the panel this. If Sniperwolf went to your house, filmed your house, said, come outside and talk to me, and then uploaded it to her story on Instagram, what would you want Sniperwolf to happen?
I would flag her. I would 100% flag her video.
Yeah, I want her banned. I would want her channel terminated. But I think the problem is that JacksFilms like tweeted out, Sniperwolf just doxed me. YouTube ban her. Tournament. Like when he did that, I feel like he put himself in a bad position with YouTube, because YouTube's got to look at that and be like, wait, if he was really feared for his safety, then why would he make a public spectacle about her doing this? Why wouldn't he reach out to us in private and be like, hey, look, she just did this. You got to do something.
I mean, I guess I can see it that way, but ultimately, like, I don't want to have to imagine how I would have reacted in that situation. Because, I mean, like, ultimately, like if someone came to my fucking house like that, it would probably depend a lot on who it was. Like if it was a guy, I probably would go outside and confront them, like in all honesty. But I mean, that's a woman, so you can't really just get away with doing that, I feel like, especially as a guy. But I mean, like, she knew what she was doing. You know what I mean? Like, it's very clear she knew what
Yeah,
she
but
was
did
doing.
Jack mess up by putting out that tweet?
I don't think so.
I honestly
No.
don't think so.
No.
Because I don't think that her going to the house was the most fucking, like, scary part of the altercation. Like, listen, I don't think Sniperwolf was going to pull up. I don't care how many times she was arrested for fucking armed robbery. I don't think she was popping a cap at anybody's ass on that night. But what I do think she has done is she's now gone there, recorded it, showed her whole audience, and she might invoke others to do the same. The danger is coming from her audience, because we know what Sniperwolf will probably do, and that answer is nothing, but we don't know what others are going to do. You know what
It's
I mean?
just one of those things for me, man. Like, I just feel... I feel weird about it because obviously, like, what she did was wrong, and 99.9% of people can see what she did was wrong. But it's one of those things that, like, she's still going to be defended regardless. Like earlier, Keem, you said something. You were like, it's kind of crazy, I guess, that YouTube probably didn't expect this backlash. They didn't expect so many creators to hate Sniperwolf. If you think about it, and I hate to say this because it kind of deflates, I feel like, a little bit of the stance against her, but this is a purely online spectacle, okay? Like, sure, all these YouTubers can speak out about it. We can all say this, and we can all have our audiences agree, yeah, that, you know, Sniperwolf is in the wrong. But this is somebody with 35 million fucking subscribers. Like, I don't think that number really registers with a lot of people. And that's only on YouTube. This is somebody who probably has, I mean, she had, what, 5 million Instagram followers, right? Like, this is somebody with a following count of a small country. Like,
dude, actually, you make a really good point.
95% of people don't know about this that follow her.
I've known Sniperwolf for such a long time, and when you just said that, that like shocked me. I always assumed she had like 5 million subs or something like that.
My dad knows who Sniperwolf is. My dad called me like
Holy
6 months
shit.
ago and asked me about this woman. Like, do you know who Sniperwolf is? Because your little sister watches her all the time. And even then I was like, yeah, I can't believe you know who this fucking person is. Like, that's how well known she is. That my dad, who is not part of YouTube or anything, knows who this woman is. And, like, knows who, you know?
So she's huge, and, like, if you take away her monetization on all of her YouTube channels for a month, that is, like, a significant blow to, her income.
But not to her. This is someone who's already
really, because she makes
well, not overall, but in terms of like making for that month.
I mean, but that's a month.
Overall,
it's like a millionaire.
But like, but wouldn't it like be a good enough deterrent for her to not do it again? Like, if she's not going to dox everyone.
I don't think so.
Again,
it's one of those things where, like, if you make $30 million a year and then they take away $2 million because of an oopsie, like, you see, like, it's a weird.
Yeah, it's like
it might have been worse. Like, she knew.
It's just a fine.
She was like, I don't care if I get demonetized.
It's like a big company getting fined. Like, they obviously have like a fucking. If I got like demonetized like her, it wouldn't prevent me from making a video. You know what I mean? It's not like. She's not living paycheck to paycheck.
No, exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of the big point. True. She can pump out, like, if she was demonetized even for 6 months, I forgot who said that, but 6 months, right? That would mean she could still put out a video every single day. Those videos are still going to get views for the next 2 years.
Exactly.
She's going to make a shitload off of every single thing she uploads. She should. She shouldn't be able to upload. That's what that's
the thing. You can't financially punish somebody like that.
I agree.
And here's the thing, even if you don't make AdSense money, that doesn't mean that you're not building a subscriber base. You're not selling, you're not leading people to another platform where you can constantly monetize that. YouTube has no provisions, like somebody just said merch. I think Optimus, you said that. Like, you can still sell merch, you can still sell product. You still have partnerships with, like, you know, G Fuel, which, I mean, in her case, I think they dropped her, but
I'm pretty sure they dropped her.
Like, you still have your third-party sponsors that are working. So.
And as far as her regular viewers are concerned, who probably don't even know that she Jack's films, like, you know, one of the 30 million people, they're just going to see her continue uploading. She's not going to mention on her channel that she got demonetized. They don't even think anything changed, and, like, the momentum just continues when she gets the monetization back. So ultimately, this punishment means nothing.
I agree.
All I know is if Sausage was still in the picture right now, Sausage would have never let her go to another man's house.
Man, divorce is fucked. Jesus Christ.
Thanks, Chris, for bringing the whole room.
Shut up.
I wonder if Sausage made any money from that split. Like, how come there isn't like a documentary from Sausage and his time with Sniperwolf? Don't you find that to be like a super interesting story?
Aren't they like
new documentary? Hit it and quit it.
I'm pretty sure they co-own the channel, so if he just goes and fucks it up, then it's just his bag that he's biting down too. So
yeah. Plus, aren't they like mid lawsuit right now to go over that?
Yeah, they're like in the middle of a lawsuit right now. Maybe do the documentary after all that's done.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I don't even know about this. Please educate the room on the lawsuit and all this.
Oh, Sniperwolf.
I just know that it's going on. I don't know the details of it, but
well, essentially the details is that her ex-boyfriend is like claiming 50% of the channel because all the gameplay videos they did were fake, and he was the one providing the gameplay for it, and she just sat there and pretended like she played. That's what he alleges.
Shocker! Sniperwolf didn't actually come.
Sniper stealing again.
Wasn't there a part?
Dude, if you think about it, she's always just been reacting to everyone else.
Dude, has this bitch just been doing literally nothing since like 2011?
Like literally.
She has no fucking talent whatsoever.
Dude,
she went from reacting to
her 35 million subs.
Yeah. Plus, Keem, by the way, apparently
the only
all
talent
of
she has is shoving more Botox in those crocodile lips.
So true, but dude, apparently he also wrote all the documents for her to react at certain points in videos as well in the lawsuit. So all the TikTok reactions and everything. Anytime she's like, "Oh my god, is this like a summoning circle?" Apparently, Sausage wrote that as a joke for her.
Wait.
She can't even come up with.
Yeah, she can't even come up with
the most like, simple insult.
She can't react to stimuli on the screen vocally. That's fucking insane to me, dude. How do you become a multi-millionaire?
She's the original AI.
How do you do it?
Yeah. Well, have you seen? I think it was Oompoville that pointed it out that if you look in her glasses, the reflection of the screen she's looking at, it's always just a pure white background.
Oh my god!
Dude, I was the first one to bring that conspiracy theory up. I was like, wait, hold on.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, because that's what I've always said.
Sorry, credit to you.
I've always said this on the podcast. I'm like, if you look at her eyes, it's like a ring light, and then it's a Google Doc, or what I believe to be a Google Doc. Like, she has optimized the reaction game so hard that I'm pretty sure some Fiverr, or maybe an AI at this point, watches the video, points out the jokes, and she just has to. She probably spends like 5-6 minutes maximum recording like 4 videos, and then the editor that are probably underpaid too.
She's gonna collab with Kwebbelkop to make.
Dude, I bet that in a couple years she will legitimately replace herself with AI, and no one will notice because it will.
Kwebbelkop's first client.
I think she's already AI. She is already AI. Like, I'm dead serious.
That can't be true because AI is artificial intelligence, and well, I mean, you're missing half the fucking equation there. So.
Just
yeah, she's
artificial. That's it.
He went where JacksFilms would never.
Dude, I just don't know where YouTube's gonna. I mean, she's just like Nick said, she's 34 million subscribers. If you actually factor that number in real quick, you know, it was. I think here's a better number to factor in. In 1 month last year, her channel pulled like 780 million monthly views, which like. If you factor in even the largest people in like just the commentary space alone, that's like maybe an eighth. Like I think Charlie probably did like an eighth of her viewership in just 1 month. So just picture that for a minute, right? Like she's pulling in more money for YouTube than Mr. Beast or any other creator is, right? Like Mr. Beast makes a video every once, like a month, I would say, but she's cranking out dailies. So she's pulling in the viewership. And the thing is, unlike Mr. Beast and every other creator, she's not pulling them off of YouTube, right? Like they're very much centered into YouTube, and that's the ecosystem. So in one way, she's kind of like siphoning all this content off of TikTok and YouTube's competitors. She's funneling them back into YouTube, and that's where they're staying. She is like the most profitable contract they probably have right now.
I think, I don't think YouTube's ever going to terminate her because she's just too beneficial to them. And let's be real, what she does deserve is termination because not just for the doxing, but because of all the stolen content. Like, but it's so good for YouTube.
Yeah, that you have to manually go.
Yeah, that's up to the TikToks.
Black pill that you're probably not going to want to hear. If any of these people file enough DMCA's and she gets pissed off and she wants to go to court over this, you probably don't have enough money to fight back. Realistically, you could be in the right, but I don't know. Who here's going to front every lawsuit?
We'll crowdfund that.
She steals from everybody. We can't fund everybody.
If
she starts going to Billy Mitchell.
Here's the problem that I have. If SniperWolf was mad at YouTube, went to YouTube headquarters, stood outside, pointed the camera at the gate or whatever, and said, "Come out and talk to me right now," and put it on her Instagram, you know and I know YouTube would ban her fucking channel.
Well, to be
the only way for
there was
YouTube
kind
to
of like
ever terminate her channel, the only way to ever have her terminated off YouTube is just one way. It's like what we just said about her funneling like creators off the platform by basically allowing her to get away with actual like, you know, copyright law breaking or violations, is if like Forbes or like one of the biggest publications in the world says exactly what we just did, except right in the front page of the news cycle. Like if YouTube gets alleged to be participant to that, then they'll terminate her right there and then. You know, they don't want that bad fucking press. You know, if this allegation just stays in YouTuber land, then they don't really give a fuck. It's just gonna die down.
Did anybody watch Jack's video where he talked about somebody DMCAing Sniperwolf, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they got a message back 10 days later saying, "Oh, we need more information from you," and then the thing was just gone.
Yeah, she's cutting the clips out.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That guy claims that he didn't give her 10 days. He filed the strike immediately. So if that, I don't think anyone noticed this, but if that's true, then somebody at YouTube went around
circumvented the
did
system.
something illegal.
Oh shit!
That is illegal. That could take away their safe harbor status.
Yeah, that literally could open them up, according to U.S. copyright law, for them to be liable for essentially every single instance of copyright infringement on YouTube. If you're not safe
you mean assume that guy is just mistaken. But yeah, if they're intervening in copyright disputes, right, and they're like stopping them from going through, giving the content creator time to take it down, and then asking like that at a larger scale could cost them their safe harbor status. It could destroy this platform.
Do you really think that they would actually like try to do that? Especially if it would take away safe
harbor.
Harbor.
That's what Jack's video says. Unless Jack's video is wrong, that's what it says.
That's a little crazy that they would
it would
sacrifice
not be the craziest allegation that you could levy against YouTube. I mean, the idea that they would circumvent a system for even as little as 10 days in the grand scheme of things, I totally would believe that.
Well, they when I did my Dark Age of YouTube video, and I pointed out that Quantum was ban evading and all this other stuff, they actually unbanned his banned channel a few days after that video came out. They actually unbanned his channel that was ban evading.
If that's the allegation, then you know who you should be talking to, and this is going to sound like super shit. You should be talking directly to the U.S. government. You should be fucking talking directly. You should be reporting this, right? I'm not even joking when I say that. If you believe...
No.
What?
Your YouTube wake-upping. Don't do that.
No, I'm not saying wake up. Like, I'm not running a hashtag. I'm saying if you feel that YouTube is violating an actual federal legal provision, then it is up to you as a citizen to report that, right?
No, it should be up to us going to go talk to YouTube, because if the federal government gets involved, this fucking platform dies.
Yeah.
I don't want YouTube to do this. I don't want this to happen.
Well, it's not going to die. It's just going to be the only push that YouTube has. You know what's going to happen. They're going to have one call. They'll be like, hey, you got to stop this shit right there and then. That'll be the only thing that's
if we want to get shit done, we could go to Coca-Cola every single time. But at some point, they're not going to host ads here anymore.
And that's the thing, too, is I want to point out is, like, if you remember any of the adpocalypse situations where, like, the community has, like, tried to pressure YouTube to, like, I guess, act in grand scale regarding controversies on the platform, YouTube almost always overshoots the moon, and there's collateral damage to people beyond the initial scope of what that was supposed to like entail. So I feel like if we do try to get YouTube to kind of go like scorched earth, where it's like, oh fuck it, make a stand now, you can't stand for this, you know, they're not going to stand for it, and when they don't stand for it, that means we all end up getting fucked because of it. I mean, I don't know. I don't personally think that's worth it as much, because YouTube just does not.
Time out. If I could,
getting involved is a bad idea.
If I could regroup real quick, I just want to say there's a lot of people requesting to speak. We're only going to bring fellow YouTubers up on stage. So if you're not, a somewhat relevant YouTuber, you're probably not going to get invited up. So stop spamming with a request. The other thing is, there's 2,000 people listening right now. on our 2,000 people listening on our first Twitter space. If you guys like this stuff, put emojis, likes, share the post, do your thing to let us know that you want more of this. And whenever there's a big topic in the community, we'll run a Twitter space and have a bunch of relevant YouTubers up here to talk about it. Have we exhausted the Sniperwolf issue, or is there something else that needs to be pointed out on it?
I think it's one of those things right now, at least for me. Obviously, it's important. Obviously, the ramifications for it are really important, and I think that people should care and people should try to do something about it or say something about it. But ultimately, it's another one of these news stories that in 2 weeks, especially now that we've kind of gotten, I guess, the climax of the situation out of the way. You know, she got demonetized for 2 days or whatever the fuck happened. We will never really know, I don't think, how long she got hit with that for. But now that that's already out of the way, I feel like even now, a lot of people's attention is shifting beyond that. Even though we didn't get the outcome that the community really wanted and really deserved, I feel like. I think we're in a position now where people are just going to move on to whatever else is relevantly going on. And this will just be something in 2 years we look back on, like the Quantum TV and Ackman situation. Like, you know, it's just one of those things where it happened, the ramifications didn't go the way everybody really wanted them to, and YouTube sucks because of it. So
why does YouTube listen to the mainstream media, which really has such a little voice, and not listen to like the commentary YouTubers, which have like such a bigger voice?
Because
like that makes no sense to me.
Well, it's because they are the ones that are directly the advertisers are more afraid of mainstream media than of us. Like, that's just been the traditional way of doing things for them.
Have you guys seen mainstream media coverage on the Sniperwolf story?
Very little that I've seen personally.
Yeah. Dexterito's maybe the only one that I can think of off the top of my head.
I think Business Insider covered it.
Well, I saw Drama Alert tweeting all about
it.
I was going to say, what the
fuck? Like, do you think, like, representatives at Coca-Cola are watching Drama Alert or watching the Wall Street Journal?
The Wall Street Journal, but I will say there are people that directly work with Coca-Cola that are fans of Drama Alert. I've met them.
My thing is...
Hell yeah. Are you going to get a flavor soon?
I'm not going to get a flavor. They would never work with me ever, but they watch my show.
Listen, even though I don't think that Sniperwolf was an inherent danger by herself going to JacksFilms' house, you can't downplay the fact that she actually really could have caused real-world harm. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but, I mean, Christina Grimmie didn't get shot and killed by a fucking YouTuber. She got shot and killed by a fan, all right? There are a lot of really weird people who get super involved with these parasocial, like, relationships with these streamers, and I wouldn't put it past anybody to do anything crazy for a YouTuber that they adore. So when you go to somebody's house, you're saying to everybody else that what I've done is okay. And now other people might do that. So even though I don't think that like Jack was in danger from Sniperwolf, I think that she put Jack and his wife in danger inherently by her own actions.
Yeah, of course.
Because
that's
we do know that there are...
Yeah, that's why people have...
Yeah, that's why when people say like, oh, his fucking address was online, even if it wasn't, you can't go there and film the front of it. You're telling your fans it's okay to go there. That's the problem.
Plus, it also brought more attention to the address being out there in the first place. So like you said, people are going to look directly into that and go, hey, just like you said, well, my favorite creator went there and he's an asshole to her, so I'll step in and do something for her.
Yeah.
And you see that on Twitter with people who are defending Sniperwolf and saying so. Now, obviously, they're not like fucking crazy people threatening to go to Jack's house. I'm sure those people do exist. But they use Sniperwolf's arguments, specifically the ones she was making.
I mean, to be fair, Nick, you also don't know if she's not carrying anything.
Sure, that's absolutely true, but I'm not going to go and tweet like, she was arrested for armed robbery 9 years ago, so I think that she probably could have shanked him like they were in prison together. I think that's a little absurd, but I think that the bigger
I just know if somebody shows up to my house in the States, like if I'm in Texas or something, versus like even California state, I just know that people may potentially have firearms on them,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like when you have reasonable expectation of your safety, that's one of the things that I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because it's the United States and like fucking even babies are strapped out there. So
I'll be honest with you, dude. I answer the door with a gun because like in Ohio, like you can constitutionally open carry. Like if I wanted to, I could walk downtown with an AR-15 in my hands and no one could legally stop me. Like
Why does everybody talk about her like fucking that first arrest and not the one where she got arrested in a domestic dispute?
I covered
Like, that one
covered
was
both
much
of her
more
arrests
relevant.
personally.
Yeah, the one where she's like, "Oh, we just got into an argument and the police."
They got
came and
disorderly
arrested both of
conduct,
us.
fighting
like,
charges and shit for just arguing.
Yeah, like no, they fucking don't.
Yeah, you don't just get
really
get disorderly
arrest
conduct
both
fighting
of you.
charges without bruises or marks on people and shit. Like they don't just.
Yeah,
like,
that is no way.
Like you got to be a little bit more serious. Like, come on,
guys. What do you think about the criticism that I've seen online of people saying, you know, you guys are all virgins and you hate women, and this is just
I do.
Who's
So
saying that?
guys.
Who's saying
I
that?
literally do.
This is the commentary community. I thought that was like a normal thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Here's the
what?
thing.
I don't know. It's
Sniperwolf,
the same bullshit that everyone always does.
Sniperwolf always gets the defense that Pokimane gets. Like, oh, you hate women. You're criticizing her because she's a woman.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's once again like it's just that's one of those things that always happens no matter what, and those I feel like are almost always people who are too stupid to think beyond like 1 + 1 = 2, and so you know people with like kindergarten ability to think, yeah, they're going to automatically devolve the argument to, oh, you must just really not like women, and you're an instant. Like, of course that's what they're going to do, but I mean. Realistically, these are the same people that you just like. You see their tweet and you scroll past it and it gets 20 interactions, and you know, like fuck what they really say.
Yeah, dude. Everyone who's like, "Oh, you're an incel," are the dudes fucking jerking it to her reaction.
Yeah, and pay for OnlyFans.
Let's call
it's all just projection from them, realistically.
Exactly,
dude. They're googling Sniperwolf.
But those are the guys that JacksFilms has to really be worried about now that his address got publicly shown like that.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, I mean, I'm not just gonna bring up Christina Grimmie. You don't happen to sweet Anita? Like, the cops basically told her, and I think Amaranth as well, that they couldn't do anything about their stalkers who were literally going
like
to
showing
their
up
house
at their houses
because they didn't.
Didn't Amaranth stalker
they
like try to bust through the window too? And they were like, "Yeah, we can't really do shit," you know.
It's fucking scary, especially to be a female creator.
Yeah,
And like, but that's why it's like, well, why would you want to invoke that on a man and his wife? Like, really? Like, I'm sure Sniperwolf has had to deal with a stalker once in her life.
Yeah.
I know she had to deal with a quote-unquote dox because she DMCA'd Heretic about it like 6 years ago when they put out her fucking full
That
name,
was one of the things
right?
that
So
I
she
really
knows what
wanted
it's like.
to say, too, is like, dude, it wasn't even just, like, everyone says, oh, poor JacksFilms. Dude, poor JacksFilms' wife. She's not online. She's not a fair target. She's not someone who deserves any sort of action regardless. Like, she's not involved in their argument and their dispute or whatever. But now she has to live in fear every day because of some bullshit online that doesn't fucking involve her. That's ridiculous to me. That's what really sucks.
It brings in the overall family.
She's an innocent
yeah, that's the thing about doxing. It's not just the individual that you're basically intimidating.
Family,
you're basically putting everyone at risk. Like an example, like I live in an apartment. Some of us might live in apartments with multiple people. You're also putting all those random people at risk as well, not even just family.
And
that's like the craziest part.
Like, what if the cops make a mistake and they, you know, oh, let's go to 123 Optimus Street to his house, and then, you know, they accidentally go to 124 Optimus Street across the street. And
I just don't think there's much more to be really said about it. I mean, YouTube's done what they've done. I don't think they're going to push any further because she's just that large of a creator.
Is this VITO person that I brought on stage, is this the VITO I'm thinking of?
Yeah, I think so. They follow.
Yeah,
me.
it is. It is VITO.
Yeah.
Wait, did you invite Sniperwolf's sister? She was really talkative like 3 days ago.
Yeah, she was super talkative.
I would love to have her on.
Address. That was stupid, right?
Sure, but didn't you get doxxed by Salvo live on stream?
Yeah,
so,
but he
like, I don't
posted
know,
my
would you
address.
be
He didn't
upset if
post a
people-
picture of my house.
Oh, well, your address is online now, so if somebody came to your house, would that be cool?
Actually,
I mean, I can just Google it.
Well, I mean, I'm
Let's
a
give
registered
him a minute,
business.
Nick.
There's
Let's
nothing I
give
can
him a
do
minute,
about it.
Nick. VITO, go ahead. You have.
Okay,
power
so you think it's totally cool if someone goes and films your front door?
Yes.
There's no like moral issue.
I mean,
there?
it's rude.
Okay, well, you're just
It's
retarded.
rude, but it's not against the law.
Okay, but
We're not.
I'm sorry.
I'm not
are we
great.
making
It's
it
not even
appeal
about
to
the law. It's
legal
very much against
arguments
YouTube's
here?
Which
TOS.
not against
though.
even
YouTube's
also
TOS.
technically true because yes, it can be illegal. If
Not
you do
against
stuff
YouTube's
like that,
It's not
TOS.
against
to
YouTube
harass
TOS for
somebody or put
off-platform
them in any
behavior
sort of
when you're
legitimate
actually
danger,
creating
it is
content that could
actually
potentially incite people to cause harm to
Taking
another
a picture
creator.
of someone's
That's not
house,
against
taking
your
a picture of
TOS.
someone's house is not inciting people to do something.
She didn't
to a
take a
creator.
picture of it. She walked around and took like a video.
You're telling me that out of 5
and told
million
him to come
people that
outside.
nobody may choose to geolocate the house and go
Guys,
over there
one
and
at a
annoy
time,
somebody?
one at a time.
Am I allowed to go to a celebrity's house and LA and take pictures of their house?
Not preferably. They usually have like
Hold on,
security
am I
guards
allowed?
and shit.
Whoa,
I'm just saying, this is an
whoa,
off-platform thing.
Am I allowed to do that legally?
Not usually. No, you can't.
Is a
Just
What are you
celebrity
talking about?
high-profile
You
individual?
don't think I can
argument.
stand in the street and take a picture of Will
Yeah,
Smith's
being on
house?
public property is different than walking up to someone's
She was
front
on
fucking
public.
door.
She was on public property.
She filmed the whole front of his house and incited people
From
to go
public
fuck with her.
property. From public property. From a
Okay,
public
so
street.
she committed a crime from public property.
So-
Yeah,
so-
Didn't commit a crime.
So Vito,
Yes,
let me.
it is. If you do something to incite harassment or violence,
What
it
did
doesn't
she do to
matter if you
incite?
just
Okay,
report
what did she do that was incitement? You have to argue this in
She,
front of a
she
judge.
told him to come
Tell
outside
the
to harass
judge-
him and fuck.
Nobody said that this was illegal, though. I don't know why you're bringing the
Because
law.
you're saying it's
It's a very-
incitement.
I just talked
Incitement
about
is a
YouTube.
legal term.
I just talked about
Incitement
YouTube's
is a legal
TOS.
term.
I talked about
It's
YouTube's
just
TOS, not a
legally
law,
incorrect.
not the law.
Incitement is a legal
I
term.
don't give a fuck about the law right now.
So it was rude.
I was talking about YouTube's
This
TOS.
is like a
That's
debate
it.
on whether Sniperwolf should get banned.
But
She
And
definitely shouldn't get
Guantanamo
banned.
Bay.
This is ridiculous.
Wait. Hold up. Panel, please.
Definitely
'cause
shouldn't get banned.
Yeah, she definitely.
Vito's
should not
the
get
only
banned.
one that has counter arguments, so I really want to like platform the counter arguments and all this.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So Vito, what do you think is the fair punishment, or let's say you're YouTube. What do you do in this situation?
Nothing should happen to her.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because she's done nothing wrong.
Her off-platform behavior was totally responsible and good.
It was rude. Lots of people on YouTube are rude.
So you're
So
saying that
you're
Palo
totally
Alto went to
okay
your
You
with
can
house
be a
and-
people who
jerk.
show up
You
to
can be a
somebody
jerk
else's
to other
house.
creators. I think we all have done that.
Wait, a jerk? Wait, so you're saying if Palo
Yeah,
Alto
I
went
mean,
to your
I've
house on
definitely
stream-
critiqued other people, but I've never went up into their house and basically posted their frontal home to
Yeah,
my
you
fan
haven't
base.
done it,
That would
but
be
you
pretty-
could if you wanted to.
Yeah, but that would kind of make him like a
No,
big
he
piece
couldn't.
of shit,
No,
and
he
it'd be
couldn't.
kind of
Not
like a
without-
Okay,
I can't
so
go up
she's
to-
a piece of
I can't go up to
so she's
Hackman's
a
house
piece
and
of
do it.
shit. It's not against the TOS to be a piece of shit either. What are you guys arguing?
It is against
what
TOS.
did
It
she
is
What
it
did
is
she
against
do?
TOS to upload content
What?
that could potentially bring harm to another
Okay,
creator.
I can
yes.
find you videos right now where
Mhm.
people go on a celebrity tour in LA. These are paid tours. You get in a car.
We're not bringing up celebrities. We're talking about creator to creator.
He's a public figure. He has millions of followers.
According to YouTube, he's not a public figure, though. So
When did YouTube say he's
Does
not
YouTube
a
consider
Whoa,
them
whoa,
public?
we just
whoa, whoa.
discussed this earlier in this whole fucking thing. They literally had
Well,
a thing
YouTube
that
is
said that you
fucking
have to be a
crazy.
higher celebrity to have specific privileges on the platform, which
YouTube's-
means not being
okay.
a
Vito,
YouTuber.
I'm literally citing the entire provision they have for off-platform
Okay,
behavior.
the legal
The same
Quiet, shut up,
provision
shut up,
that
shut up,
Ackman
shut
got
up,
hit under.
shut
That
up.
is.
The legal definition of public
Don't
figure.
tell me to
Bro,
shut
why
the
do you
fuck up.
guys
I'm not
want
bringing
him
up
kicked?
legality.
This is what you've been
I'm
begging
not
using the
for the
term
whole
legal
stream.
figure.
You
You
just
know
bringing
get
up the
the
law.
done.
I'm bringing up the
Well,
fucking
then you're a fucking
TOS.
idiot.
The
You're a
YouTube
fucking idiot.
TOS. That's
Okay,
what I'm bringing
so you
up.
don't know what the
That's my
you
entire
don't know
thing.
what the
Why
term.
the fuck you
Oh my
keep shifting
God,
this to the law,
fucking
you fucking
retard.
insufferable
Jesus
idiot?
Christ.
That's what I'm saying. That's what everyone here's been saying. You're the only one shifting it to the law,
Oh my God,
dumbass.
you're so
I'm
dumb.
bringing up the TOS. So
Yeah,
keep
let's-
it there. That's it.
Yeah, let's focus on the TOS.
What the fuck?
Bro, if you use a
I
term
don't-
like
I don't
public
know if
figure,
anybody's
that's
saying he should be
specifically.
arrested.
I'm not bringing up the law. I'm
Then
literally
don't
telling you
use a
separate
term
the
like
legal
public
framework.
figure.
That's
Then
it.
don't use a term.
That's it.
Don't use
wait,
legal
time out,
terms if you're
time
not
out,
talking
time
about
out.
the law, you fucking retard.
Time out.
I'm
Vito,
literally
Vito.
keeping it to the YouTube TOS.
Time
God,
out,
you are
time out.
Because
fucking
the
insufferable,
YouTube
dude.
TOS says public
Holy
figure.
shit.
Where,
Time out.
Oh my god.
Time out. Vito, let me ask you a question. I asked you if you're YouTube, what do you do in this situation? You wouldn't refer to the law. You would refer to the TOS, right, Vito?
where in the TOS does it define the term public figure?
I'll let the panel respond. Does anyone know?
I can read out the terms of service word for word. I'm sure Muda got it as well, but I have it up here.
What's
Because
the
public
point of the
figure
public
is a-
figure angle?
Because it's a legal term. If we're not talking about legal terms, stop using them.
Okay, well, YouTube's terms of service don't apply to the laws of the federal government.
1 minute, Ekman. I believe you're breaking up a little bit.
Here it is, protecting the YouTube community. I'm not bringing up public figure here. As a YouTube creator, you should remain responsible both on and off the platform. If we see that the creator's on and off platform behavior harms our users, community, employees, and ecosystem, we may take action to protect the community. So they're just referring to users, community, employees, or ecosystems.
So when I said
right?
JacksFilms is a public
So
figure,
hold on, I'm
and
not
you
fucking
argued with
finished
me,
yet.
you were
Wait a
wrong.
minute. I'm not finished. Beyond the content you upload
Where's
to
the
YouTube,
term
here are
public
some
figure?
examples of on and we're not mentioning public
Well,
figure
then
here.
you're
We're
off
literally
topic.
mentioning the
Then you're
term. We are
completely-
mentioning the
then-
term users, communities,
Okay.
employees,
I don't
or
want to talk about
ecosystems.
that.
Okay,
I want to talk about the fact.
just let me finish. Let me
No,
finish.
it's
This is
irrelevant.
exactly what I'm bringing
guys,
up.
irrelevant.
This is what I'm bringing up.
It's
Let me
irrelevant.
finish the
It's
point here.
irrelevant.
That's it. That's it. It's like one point. Can you wait like 30 seconds? That's it. 30 seconds. Beyond the content you upload to YouTube, here are some examples of on and off platform behavior that we may consider to be inappropriate.
This is not what I'm talking about.
This is very relevant. We're talking about the TOS. I'm reading from the TOS. That's it. Intending to cause malicious harm to others, participating in abuse or violence, demonstrating cruelty, or participating in fraudulent or deceptive behavior that leads to real-world harm. That's it.
Okay.
I'm not bringing the law. You're wasting my time.
No.
Guys,
Hold on.
if you interrupt and talk over each other, I'm going to have to mute you. Go ahead, Vito. Respond.
So when I said JacksFilms is a public figure and you said YouTube says he's not a public figure, you now admit you were wrong when you said that because the document says nothing about public figures.
When was I talking about public figures?
I said JacksFilm is a public figure. Someone interrupted me and said, according to YouTube, he's not. Who said that?
Yeah, YouTube literally, we were just talking about this earlier. They say, according to them, in order to have specific privileges, you can't just be like a creator. You have to be some sort of public
We are referring to
figure
him
or
in the scope of
celebrity
a
above
user
that.
at this point, a member of the community.
Okay, hold up. We're bringing a Cheeto on. A Cheeto says that he has proof about the TOS.
So when
Go
I
ahead,
have a
Cheeto.
fact, and the fact is that JacksFilms is a public figure, and I get dogpiled with, no, he's not, what is the point of this conversation?
No. Well, I think he is a public figure.
Thank you.
In my personal
Thank you.
opinion.
But we're bringing the law
all
into it.
YouTubers
Why does
are.
that have to do with in terms of the YouTube's TOS that we're
Well, then
mentioning?
just don't
That's
try
what
to
we're
tell me
talking
I'm wrong about something I'm factually correct about.
What scope does that have to do with the discussion here? We're not even bringing up legality.
Well, I wasn't able
Discuss
to,
this in
I wasn't
terms of
able
the
to
YouTube
finish my
TOS.
point because the second
You never let anybody else finish a point
because
either.
the second I said he's a public figure, I got called out and said he's not a public figure, which is an absurdity.
Then why the fuck are you
guys
mad
don't
at
even
Mudahar?
know-
Mudahar didn't even
If
say
you don't
it.
even
You're
know the
mad at
scope
wrong
of what we're
fucking person.
because why are you interrupting me when I'm stating a genuine fact?
So what are you going to claim that she was going out there as a paparazzi?
She has
is that
she
it?
has that right if she wants to.
Well,
Yeah, but
isn't
Vito, she
isn't
clearly
doxing
went there
illegal
with the
where they are?
She
Isn't
clearly
doxing
went there
legal
with the
in California?
intent to harass.
Why
right?
is TMZ's channel allowed to exist on YouTube? Do they not confront
do they
people
really- are they
outside
going out-
of their houses? Why is the news allowed
Are
to
they
go
really
to
doing that?
Why is the news allowed to go when somebody's accused of a crime? Why are they allowed to go?
Wait, are you saying the news entities like fucking like have like a personal beef with the people?
It doesn't
whose
matter if
house they
there's a
bought
personal
China?
beef.
Wait, why does that not
does.
matter? Are you retarded?
Jesus
Okay,
Christ,
so
dude.
I don't think
That's
that
if I
applies.
don't,
This is why, dude. You can't
so
fucking
if
listen.
you
Well,
don't like
Sniperwolf's
someone,
not part of
you're
the news.
so the news is allowed to go to people's houses. You're allowed to go to celebrities' houses and take pictures. But if you don't like the person, you get banned from YouTube.
Hold on,
Right?
I need to find this.
That's what we're arguing.
TOS thing.
Well, no.
If you have a personal beef with the person, any other situation, it's legal, it's newsworthy, it's fine. But if you have a personal beef with the person, you need to have your channel.
Yeah, I kind of think context matters. I think context is pretty important in a situation
Would you
like
not
this.
be in agreement that a public dispute that you'd be having with somebody would make people look at your content a little differently, right? Like it wouldn't be paparazzi content anymore. It would just be you and them
Okay,
literally
but
having
we know
a
it's okay.
ulterior
We know it's
motive.
okay to have a beef on YouTube. We know that. So why is it not okay for me to go to someone's house and continue that beef? Like that's against the terms of service, even though we know that there are plenty of YouTube channels where you are allowed to confront people. Let's talk about like predator poachers. You think a guy has committed a sex crime. You go to his house.
Vito,
They're not even allowed to do
What
that.
happens to those channels
It's
now,
actually
Vito?
not allowed.
That's
so.
100% against the TOS unless you have police involved.
I have a section here. I have a section here that I want to read. I got it from another YouTuber, Cheetah, that was trying to get on the panel. So he says, Cheeto says, it literally fucking says, we don't allow content that targets someone with prolonged insults or slurs based on their physical traits or protective group status like age, disability, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, or race. We also don't allow others harmful behavior like threats or doxing. Keep that in mind that we take a stricter approach to content that targets minors. So that is, she did break the TOS.
How?
Yeah, because if you have beef with somebody and you show up to their house and post it, wouldn't that not be in some way a veiled threat?
No.
And it's clearly
now you're just being
right?
I'm not being
disingenuous. So
disingenuous.
there's nothing to really do anything.
Wait. Okay, I'm having an argument with you, and I
Jesus.
show up to your house. What's the threat?
The threat is you might physically do something to me.
Wait.
Might
What
be
if
the threat? That's what I would love.
We're having a disagreement.
I wouldn't even know if you were strapped, so I don't know. You could shoot me if you show up to my fucking house
The
because
mere
we're so
fact that
against
we're having
each
a
other.
disagreement, I can't show up to your house and talk to you about it. That's an automatic threat.
No. What the?
No,
fuck?
I would not be okay with that. I would consider that a threat. Most people would,
especially if you
VITO.
post the photo of the house that you're going to.
Now, if you're being disingenuous with me, sure, you can say you don't think it's a threat. That's fine. But 99%
No
of people
judge
would
is going to
consider
consider
that
it a threat. I'll tell you that.
Especially when I have other people in the house that aren't even involved. I don't know if you're strapped. I don't know if you'll shoot me in the head. I don't know if you'll shoot anybody else in my house in the head. How the fuck should I know?
It's not an automatic threat. That just because we have a disagreement. The fact that
well, how the fuck should I know it's not an automatic threat?
You don't have to. You can interpret it however you want.
Okay, there you go.
Even if it isn't a threat in YouTube's TOS, it says if you do off-platform deceptive behavior that leads to real-world harm, you will get demonetized. And what she did is deceptive behavior that leads to real-world.
Come on,
harm.
VITO. She broke the TOS.
She did not break the TOS at all. This is ridiculous.
Well, then you don't know what the TOS said.
I did not realize that you guys were such pearl clutchers that a woman shows up to your house.
Pearl clutchers? No, bro. You're the
come
one.
on, you're pulling out
a tiny lady shows up to your house and says, "I'd like to talk."
Yeah, a tiny lady who could have a gun.
Oh my
gun
god!
equalizes
Maybe
everything,
she has
dude.
a fucking rocket launcher. Maybe she'll shoot you to death with a laser
I
cannon.
literally said a handgun, not a rocket launcher. Said a handgun. You don't have to extrapolate it, VITO. You don't have to extrapolate it.
Posting that to 5 million.
She might cut your head off with a machete.
Oh
my god!
Oh, she might. How the fuck should I know, dude?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You know what? I walk around all day afraid of every woman I see because they might have a giant gun. No, I don't live my life like a fucking pussy.
5 million
you guys are fucking
sending it to
pussies. Get over it.
So wait. All right, but is he still?
Wait, I just had to mute everyone's mic real quick. Obviously, if she had a weapon, it would be a sniper. Okay, continue.
Good one, buddy.
Thank you. That was a good one.
I think he's gone. I don't think he's here anymore. VITO.
Had to make that clear. Yeah, VITO's like one of these guys that just argues the other
I
point.
know. I'm aware. I know who he is.
It's just so weird because I remember he was involved in a doxing controversy last year. It's just I don't know, man.
It's just that
if anything, they have more probable cause because the people who hate him, at least they think he's a pedophile, you know?
True. He got hit with that a lot. Look, without a shadow of a doubt, she broke the terms of service. I guess we'll go through the panel and we'll end this right now where you guys say either justice was served or it was an injustice. And then we'll have another one of these spaces the next time a community drama pops up.
Hi, kitty.
Go ahead, Muta. What do you think? Justice or injustice based on the punishment?
He's actually super taken back, almost at a loss for words.
He's so taken back.
Muta, you there?
Well, what happened?
Your turn to talk.
So we're going to end the conversation now, but before we do, I want to ask each person on the panel, what YouTube did as far as punishment, was that justice or was it an injustice?
There was almost indifference on my part, if you ask me.
Ackman, go ahead.
Very slight amount of justice. The smallest amount, but a little bit.
Optimus.
I don't know. I think the community basically got smacked in the fucking face. I don't really see any justice. I think it was just more of a half-hearted bullshit attempt to, I guess, rectify a situation they had no intentions of rectifying.
Nicholas DeOrio.
I think what YouTube did wasn't just nothing. I think it was less than nothing. I think it's actually just a big slap in the face to everybody.
Chris the Narc.
Yeah, I agree. Mostly a slap in the face. It was just to placate an angry audience that they thought would go away after a while.
Bowblax.
Yeah, I think eventually YouTube did punish her based on the rules they set down. Now I think the rules are too lax. I don't think this is justice, but they did act based on the TOS, which I retweeted just now. So yeah, she broke TOS and she got punished accordingly. So good job YouTube on that, but I think the punishment should be more severe. So
for me,
justice, I guess.
For me, I just gotta say this: if she did that to me and came to my house, I would really want her banned. Like I would want her banned, and this would feel like an injustice to me. But I want to thank everybody on stage.
Wait, Keem.
Yep.
People want to know: was the Logan Paul dead body fake?
I do have an update on that, and that'll come in our next space. So if you enjoy these Twitter spaces, let us know on Twitter. Like up.
Follow,
like we talk about that
episode,
fake dead body over in Japan, we'll be live right here, and we'll see you all back. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thanks for having me on, team. See you guys.
Good night.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm gonna invite some blacks to the call. There we go. I invited a blacks.
Yo, black person here.
What's
up?
How you
I'm
doing?
Blacks, Bowblax, the Bowblax.
Oh, dude, my chat got so scared when I said I invited blacks to the call.
What the fuck? You have 800 fucking hater or racist haters. Dude.
Is Augie gone for good? No, dude, he streams on Dive.
He's dead.
Dude,
haven't you seen his streams on like the alt platform?
Yeah, dude, he's on
Yeah.
He's on Goyim.
He's
TV.
on YouTube.
He's on Goyim TV, bro.
Hello, Bobby.
What's up, Tom?
How's it going, Nick?
What's up, buddy?
Going all right. How was the Twitter space? No, I'm blissfully ignorant. I heard that VITO just Waldy had some favorable takes. That's all I know.
Yeah, so it was kind of what I expected. I tried to book Chud Logic because I know he disagreed with Actman and Optimus, and I was getting it like, oh, this is a circle jerk. Everyone just hates Sniperwolf. So Keem brought in VITO, and I think that was a really good idea.
And VITO was like, I think she didn't do anything wrong.
Well, he's probably correct that the argument of doxing, like, it's probably not legally the definition of doxing, right? But I don't think it's gonna. Like, I think anybody watching it goes, okay, yeah, that's about what I expected it to be.
So the thing with doxing legally is in terms of like literally every state, I think, other than California, technically it's not illegal. In California, I think it is illegal, but there's a very high bar of evidence.
Well, yeah,
I had this explained to me by someone.
Published it as his own personal work address. Is that? I don't think that's.
So here's the thing. Unless she hacked him or like did some nefarious thing to get that information that was private, if you look up someone's address in the white pages and post it on Instagram, or YouTube, technically that's not illegal. Now it may be a TOS violation, but technically it's not illegal whatsoever. What is illegal is if you explicitly call for harm or violence, which she did not do. And people will say, "Oh, well, it's clear that's what was going to happen." Well, in the eyes of the law, that's not clear. You need to be somewhat exact in a courtroom.
You're 100% right. In the eyes of YouTube, it literally says implicit threats are bad. Like, so it's like that.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
arguing it from like a platform perspective. This is a panel on whether this is
okay.
Good for
okay, but this is the thing. A lot of people, I said like it's probably not illegal in my video. I think I probably said outright it's not illegal, and a lot of people were like, "Well, technically it is illegal," and it's like, okay, maybe you're right, but is she going to get charged? No.
No, absolutely fucking not. No, 100% not getting charged. And that's like this whole fucking argument across the entire board. It's like, well, I think that she might get indicted on charges for those Omegle videos. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, literally stop making legal arguments here. It's never going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen.
It's the same thing with the thing with her on Omegle. People are saying, like,
Yeah,
listen, that's the FBI. Like,
Dude,
the FBI are jumping right on that.
The fake one. They sent the fake one to the fucking FBI. Like, it's crazy.
The FBI moved that straight into the important folder called the trash, and that's where it's going to stay on their desktop. On that intern at Quantico, he's putting it right in the trash. They're going to use that shit for training, and somebody's going to get kicked out of the FBI Academy for being told for thinking that it's valuable because they're raised by YouTube culture.
That things can be bad even if they don't actually break the law. The law is not the be-all end-all of morality.
Yeah, I guess we've had too many like rape and pedo stories that now the fucking law is the line.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I
mean,
don't really understand it myself, but yeah, I think that one. I'm kind of upset the automaton guy didn't call in to talk about like the fake video that got 40,000 likes.
That guy freaking hates her. I don't understand. Like, I understand like not liking her, but he fucking hates
He's
her.
like a self-insert, isn't he? Or did he get reacted to? I guess so. He's like, he has the, I guess the bounds to slander her.
Oh, he got his automatones reacted to.
Probably. I don't fucking know.
To be honest, like I think that like pretty much almost every criticism I've heard of her from like a YouTuber has been pretty valid. The Twitter mob is crazy like always, but as far as like all the criticisms people make, they are pretty valid.
I hate YouTubers because this actually like upsets me. Why did so many YouTubers not blur their fucking faces? Like they put children in these videos. The children twerking was like a legitimately bad video that was uploaded where you really can't defend it. But why did every YouTuber who covered it not blur the fucking child exploitative face?
People didn't blur it. I blurred it when
I'm Alex fucking blurred it, but like sensitive society didn't. Like the guy Brion on Twitter.
I didn't watch anyone else's video, so I didn't know.
Dude,
I just blurred mine when I did it.
The guy Brion on Twitter was like, "Hey, dude, I have no idea why my poorly edited video of child exploitation got my fucking account banned. I think that if I posted it and I got banned, everyone who posted it should get banned." Like, it was a fucking crazy tweet. But it's like, I think Sniperwolf is out to get me, guys. No, maybe you just poorly edited child exploitative material and fucking put it on your tweet. Like, without censoring the kids' faces. Part of the issue isn't just that it was like, oh, these kids are twerking. It's that these kids are
on
twerking,
YouTube.
They're recording them without their knowledge, uploading it to a fucking platform with 2.4 million views, and you just gave them another 200,000. It's fucked.
This fat piece of shit
Yeah, it is pretty fucked.
Yeah, that was it. He put more effort to put a watermark on his fucking viral tweet than he did to cover the kid's face.
I think it probably is wise to what I did is on my video we just zoomed in on Sniperwolf so you can't see the kids, you can't see the chat of what she's saying for the most part, I think, which is probably for the best. And also in terms of TOS, like if there's ever a crackdown on that kind of stuff, all those videos are going the fuck down.
Did you fall for the second video?
The thing is, before I'd even made a video, I knew all of this. Like I waited on the creep stuff because I was just waiting because I was like, there's probably 10 videos like this. Let's see what comes out. I thought there would be something worse, but no, I did not fall for the second video. You mean the one where it's like supposedly a 16-year-old, but it's actually a simulated webcam?
Obviously a fake simulated webcam, yeah. And where she's openly being like, "Wow, this video is fake," and people were
I thankfully
did
not.
She was intentionally sexting a 16-year-old girl.
I thankfully did not fall for that. Well, this is the thing. Like, okay, Sniperwolf is like.
She's bad.
Sniperwolf is straight up. Not only that, but I'm gonna fat shame her. She is straight up retarded. I think that's the thing you have to understand about her. Like a lot of people ascribe malintent. I think that she thought the doxing thing was not that big of a deal, genuinely.
Yeah,
I think she's that dumb. She did not realize. And I also think she like the same thing happened with this kids thing. Now, the argument has to be made that from the kid's perspective, regardless of her intent, it's still fucking like, violating, gross, wrong.
Yeah,
she's too old to be doing that shit. Like we had this conversation in private. She was the age that I am now, basically, when she did that. She was like, I'm 21. Imagine if I was on Omegle and I was like telling
that you could make, you know. You wouldn't do that.
Well, yeah, exactly. But what I'm saying is like she is like gross and like kind of creepy. But like I don't think she's not a pedophile. She's just not. She's not. Should she not be criticized? No, she should be criticized. Absolutely.
Period where all of these YouTubers who have been getting exposed in the last 3 years were making extremely sexually charged content for their underage audience. That's realistically what this was.
I mean, back in the day, the male equivalent of this was Onision was doing he was rating girls on his forum.
Shane Dawson, like this is all the same time. Edwin's content recently has fallen under scrutiny. That's the point. This all happened around the same time frame when these Omegle videos were popular. And like I said it on the podcast, but what Omegle literally was just a chat roulette service. It's like an allegory for life. To find a good conversation, you have to wane through all the dicks. But the dicks were literal, and they were in your face. So, like, kids would log on, and it'd just be, like, dudes with cocks and stuff like that all over the screen.
Bro, I remember I used to go on Omegle and, like, have deep conversations. I still remember when I was, like, 13, I had a deep conversation with a 12-year-old Navajo girl from, like, Arizona or something. We went deep on that convo. I'll never speak to her again. I don't remember her name, but I remember at the time, I was, like, at the end of that, it was, like, an hour long. It wasn't, yeah, I do. She was like, I'm Native American, and I was like, damn. That sucks for you, I guess. But anyway, yeah, 20 whatever YouTube, whenever Edwin was doing that shit, pretty crazy, bro. When I saw that stuff,
justification for that behavior, but it was common, and that's what we're seeing here with her.
It was extremely common, and like Edwin stuff, like Ooh,
Isn't that
dude,
why
some
I
of those
kinda-
messages, bro.
But don't you kind of roll your eyes now when people say in modern day, like, you know, Jake Paul is really exploiting his child audience? Why? Because he made a song called Buy That Merch. Okay, these guys were literally making content on, like, how to have your first kiss in the most seductive fashion, okay? There's a bit of a... These people were, like, DMing Snapchat people who they couldn't verify their ages. And, like, Pro Jared literally had, like, a fucking sin forum where he's like, all right, guys, I know Tumblr got shut down because there was so much child porn. So we're gonna go to Snapchat, and then you're fucking, like, the age that you need to pretend you are has to be fucking 21.
Okay, thankfully, in the case of Jared, in fairness, I think he was trying to verify their
I
ages.
think he was.
did
I don't
ask.
think Jared's like a pedo, but like you have to realize at some point when you don't take these, like when you keep doing this in like an avenue where you can't verify ages on sites where this is known to happen, you're asking for somebody to fuck you. I'm glad
I think,
but I don't have a shitload of sympathy for that guy.
I think in current year, we're definitely at that point. I think there was a time when people weren't as aware of the fact that people would just lie. I think what YouTubers should honestly do is ask for government ID, birth certificate, and passport. I'm not even kidding. That is the way. If someone's willing to fucking send you that, they're probably willing to do some really foul shit with you,
Or they
okay?
should just meet people in real life.
Dude,
Go to
you're
a bar.
asking way too much. You're asking way too.
Go to a bar.
That's completely unrealistic. That's completely. Who the fuck do you think you are, Nick?
Dude,
Okay.
we got
Real
a
life.
fucking quarantine, dude. COVID.
What the fuck is this?
COVID. In a post-COVID world, you can only meet women on
No,
Xbox.
we're not. Dude, COVID never left. It's
Dude,
all
COVID.
around.
Yeah, honestly, to be fair, Taylor Lorenz is still suffering. She has like
Yeah,
really
man.
long COVID.
Nick, did you see that like the community notes under YouTube's like?
Yeah,
response?
dude. Community notes was like YouTube is lying here. She's actually like a gigapedo. Like, what did they actually say?
Yeah. I
Yo, Nick,
have
can
it
you
here.
can you screen share this song? I'd like to present a beautiful memorial. If you don't mind just playing this, and I'm just gonna give a brief message to the chat. I think it would be
Oh
important.
my god, I've been streaming the YouTube TOS instead of my gameplay for 10 minutes. Holy.
It'd be important for everyone to
fuck.
hear this.
What do you
Yeah,
want
I
to
noticed
play?
that. I was like, what's going on?
Dude, it's a
Can you just play this song?
Nice.
They'll watch
And
anything.
on screen share.
When I stream on
true.
YouTube, people
Nobody
come
left.
out, dude.
They're like, ooh, nice visuals. They just like stare at it like.
They know I'm not a
drooling
streamer.
mouth.
This is
Like,
after hours now.
Nick DeOrio.
All right, what do we got, gamers?
All right, I'm ready.
All right, let's get this thing on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you coming out to the stream. I'd like to say a few kind words about our friend Augie, because thanks to him, we've now cornered the commentary market. Now that Augie RFC is fucking dead. Thank fucking God. W's in chat. W dead Augie in chat. Let's
Can
go.
I be honest, Tom?
He's not coming back. What's up?
I kind of already did this bit on the same stream.
Yeah, I know, but I had the song, which I feel like changes things.
I played a sad song. We literally just did the same bit like 2 hours apart.
Well, there is a difference. There's a difference between being sad about his death and celebrating it, which is what you should have been doing
the
from the
other
start.
way. I said like that he fucking, what did I say? I said that we have to wait for the IDF and Hamas to individually confirm that he's been killed before we jump to any conclusions.
Well, I'm saying thank God he's gone so we can take all those donos.
True,
Yes.
true.
According to Xander Hall, 10 million Augies might die
Dude,
this year.
did you see that? Dude,
Yes.
like 10 million. No, it wasn't 10 million. It was tens of millions of people are going to die in Gaza when the population is 20 million. They're going to kill them, bring them back to life, and murder them again just to win back the whole
And the
land.
entire, the whole country's just gonna be like, there's nothing. It's just no people.
Then I can't even be mad at Xander Hall anymore. He's just like dumb.
He's just so
an
bad.
idiot. He just doesn't know. He just genuinely doesn't know where he is or what his name is
Does
or what
anyone
country
have
he lives in.
Tipster's reaction to that convo? Did he react to it on stream? Was he like, I really think that he brings up a good point here, but actually, I think the number's probably close to 40 million.
This was like, wow, chat. That's crazy, guys.
Wow, chat, guys, wow. Wait, did you see Tipster's reaction to JacksFilms complaining about
Yeah,
Sniperwolf lazy
it's
reaction?
Yeah.
so good, dude. He's just
It's
not
so-
reacting. He's silent.
He's not reacting.
Dude,
yeah.
did you guys hear that tens of million people are gonna die in Gaza because of the Israeli terrorist organization?
Dude, and Tipster's like, and Xanderall's really smart. He's debated people, so I trust him on this. He knows what's up. He's a leftist, part of our community.
Oh,
The lefty
God.
community.
Tipster went to the dumbest community possible, and it's like I don't even have a problem with Xander Hall. Do you know that like his editor still like retweets stuff for me and stuff, and we're like on good terms. I don't have like a personal issue with the guy. I
His
disagree with
editor?
a lot of his take. Yeah, the cherry person that hates Augie.
Did you see the other cherry person is like mad at Destiny or something?
Oh, Cherry, yeah, she's having a schizo meltdown right now. You want to?
I thought she was like,
dude, the picture.
She
I
put
thought
up
she
like
was like
7
normal.
tweets again. And, no, oh no.
I didn't.
She's nice.
I was under the impression she was normal because then she started tweeting. She was like, "I made him come 6 times. He only made me come 2 times.
Wait,
which is fucking sinful."
I didn't know she wrote that. I saw her tweeting like, "I'm gonna end my life, guys. Wish I was dead." Wait,
bro, no,
she started
it's better.
tweeting about how many times she made Destiny come. Do you remember the
I'm
arc
gonna
where
send
she
this
was
to
getting?
you,
Wait,
man.
do you know the arc where she was getting like divorced? Like she was married a few months ago, wasn't she?
The divorce art? No,
Yeah, she
I'm
was
not
like
familiar
divorce
with a
art.
Destiny over.
Wait, the bald guy and her are divorced now? Okay, wait. He came 15 times. I finished twice. Is this first screenshot I have?
What?
Dude, every woman that Destiny fucks is like insane. The problem is, I
I love
talk
it.
about
I think
this
it's
stuff
fire,
more.
dude.
I don't hate Cherry or whatever, so I don't want to shit on Cherry, but I will because I'm an asshole. But the fucking like I want to talk about like Destiny drama more, but my issue is once he says like it's over, you're not allowed to talk about these people. Like it's open season to critique the fuck out of these people for like a couple months when it's funny, but as soon as it's like, oh, they stopped harassing him, you can't talk about them anymore.
What? Who cares? Just talk about them anyway.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like, it's like you see, like the Anna stuff. Like he like shut down the whole Anna conversation after that. It was like, well,
it's because he wants to get more puss, dude. He's like,
it's like a weird.
He just wants more.
I don't think you guys understand. I think Destiny
But
plays the long game, okay? He fucks them, they get mad at him, he calms the drama down, and he fucks them again.
Destiny is like smart enough that he's able to navigate crazy women without getting Me Too'd. It's insane. It's shocking.
Like, well, except for what's the one that he can't navigate?
He loves the risk. He's like, how can I get away with her and not?
Lav? Oh, he's decimated Lav. Lav is just
over
not even remotely respected. Lav is laughed at when she pops up on social media now.
Yeah, it's over, man.
There are like 8-hour documentaries about her whole life.
Wait, she has a song? Wait, she has like a song?
Oh god.
She has a fucking song.
Oh god.
I didn't know she had a song.
But like, how does Destiny gatekeep it, Nick? Is it just like he says don't talk about it, then his fans attack anyone?
Well, no.
Like,
so he's not doing anything inherently wrong. All right, what he says is like, all right, guys, this is like banned from the subreddit, and it's more a community critique or whatever. Because once Destiny says something's no longer funny and we can't do it anymore, or he says like, hey guys, all right, we're probably taking this a little too far, then it's like, God, can't you just leave this person alone? It's like the same person who was knee deep, balls deep, salivating over the critique a week ago. Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone follows like Destiny's like word, like the gospel, and are like super. Dude, it's like when
you should follow his word more often, Bowblax. Your channel will be bigger.
True.
Wait, what did you say? You cut out.
You have 10 million subscribers.
You should follow his word more often.
His word that I'm like a retarded slow person.
That's what he says.
Yeah. I'm gonna just listen to that and just give up on everything and fucking
Bowblax,
drool all day.
do not let your situation slow you down. Just become faster. You're Sonic the Hedgehog, all right? You gotta go fast.
Fast enough to fucking get Destiny's own video ratioed when he debates me every time. So.
Do you think you would defeat him in the marketplace of ideas?
I already did.
Tom, can we set this up? Can we get a topic? Can we get like I saw Chud
Doesn't
Logic
Destiny
is
like
debating
hate talking to him?
No. I'm not talking about.
I don't really
hold
care
on.
about talking to him
You
either.
seem to misunderstand me, Tom. You think that I want him to debate Bowblax on a subject on stream? No, sir. I think that Bowblax and Destiny should debate at a convention in a public setting. I think that might be one of the greatest pieces of content in history.
To be honest, I don't really want to do that to Bowblax. I don't think he'd live that down. I would not agree to debate Destiny in almost any forum because I would fucking get destroyed.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that a second time.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I didn't really enjoy it the first time all too much.
I think it's all good. We're good. We don't need it again.
But I did it twice and I have no regrets. So why would you feel bad for me doing it a third time, Tom?
Okay, go ahead, do it. We'll see it. Listen, I tried to save you from your fate. It's time.
Okay,
we'll set it up.
The first 2 times were a fluke. But yeah, honestly, it like really depends on the topic. Like if I talked about anything political with Destiny, no way I could come out ahead. And the thing is, like, I agree with Destiny on most things. It just so happened that we had conversations on stuff we disagreed on, and I was very like solid in my opinion on. But if we talked about anything like political or whatever, I'd probably just end up agreeing with him, or because so
what's going on in that sector right now? Is there anything funny happening? I saw Darius got arrested.
I think it's just been fucking to get arrested. I think for the most part it's just Israel and Gaza shit in that sector.
But so wait, Darius
Which
got
is
arrested
boring.
in like a domestic dispute with his girl? Is that what happened?
Oh, is that with Xena the Witch or whatever?
Yeah, Xena. And
I heard that, I think.
Because I read like the DGG Reddit and stuff like that. They were saying that like I guess Xena is on parole or something.
Dude, that group is the last
supposedly he took the L just like with the cops. I don't know.
That group is the last like truly crazy community left online that I want to acknowledge in any way. They're so funny.
I love
they're so
Darius,
funny, bro.
Yeah. You know, he went on Matt Pitt's stream.
That's great.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
No, he's funny.
Of course he would though. They should get Xeno on, that'd be fire.
Yeah. No, there's been so much interesting lore that has come out of that space that I found super interesting over the years.
It's been amazing, and it's also tied to everything big, like all the Red Pill stuff over the past while. All the Ethan shit, the Hassan shit lately, it's all been great, man.
Dude, can we talk about Ethan a little bit? Do you think that Ethan Klein has been super based this year?
Yeah, he definitely has been. I'm kind of torn between being really trepidatious or not trepidatious, cautious about it. I mean, we're retarded. I'm torn between being cautious about it and like fully accepting it with open arms. Not that he needs me to accept him in open arms anyway, but yeah, he's had some good takes, man. He definitely has, and he's
had like good
pushing
debate
back.
appearances. He's had good takes. He's like, he hasn't done the whole, oh, you're my friend, so I'm just gonna go with everything you say. He totally could have gone on stream and said, hey, me and Hassan are not gonna address this or whatever, and just gone forward, right?
Yeah,
but
and he's been pushing back against a lot of dumb stuff too, which is good.
It feels like I don't want to say it feels like he's woken up, because then I sound like a psychopath, like community retard. Because realistically, I
think my video title was H3 is waking up.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry.
We're talking about
No, it's okay. I mean,
Jesus,
you're right. I am the community psychopath. No, it's good.
No, but I don't want to sound like a schizo where it's like, guys, he's finally,
Dude, this is literally
he's finally based now.
That.
He's probably
this title is so fucking funny. That's just so fucking.
Like,
no, of course he hates us. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So. I missed like a bit of the conversation earlier, so I don't know if you already brought this up or mentioned this or whatever. But basically, I just think like that Hassan and these other people are just being so crazy that even H3 is like, whoa, okay, what the fuck are you saying? Not that H3 is like waking up, but that his position was never crazy enough to buy into like
Hassan
all
makes
that shit.
Everyone
you know?
Around him look better. Hassan makes Chank Uger look better. Hassan makes Ethan look better. In every debate I've ever seen. Do you remember the debate where he debated like the guy's kid, that the football player's kid who was running for something in California?
I honestly don't remember that.
It was the gay kid, and they debated.
He debated the gay guy. I haven't seen that.
The gay guy who also chatted with Deaf Noodles, Christian Walker. He made Christian Walker look good, to the point where he was debating his own trans fans after the fucking stream, saying shit like, dude, I fucking talk about this shit every day. I understand this more than you understand. Like, whoa. Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, like, Hassan is crazy as fuck. Do you guys think that, like, Ethan just looks good because Hassan is so crazy by comparison, or do you
No, I think Ethan has been making a lot of good decisions.
Improving.
Yeah.
Like, do you think Ethan would say this stuff, like, if it was a year ago or 2 years ago?
I don't know if you could put a time frame on it, because I don't know. Maybe we were wrong. Maybe he actually has a spine this whole time, and he just was acting like incoherent and rambly during the other points. I don't know. Maybe you have to be I guess willing to accept that maybe you weren't 100% right about somebody. It's super easy to get lost. I mean, that's what I've seen with Sniperwolf.
Yeah.
It's super easy to get like self-inserted into your own jerk wave and believe every single thing you say. You have to like at least consider the fact that maybe this person isn't as bad as we portray them to be.
Yeah. I think it's important if you're someone expressing opinions online to once in a while express an opinion that the audience might not like. It has to be one you believe in, but it's good to express an opinion the audience might not like, because you do have to purge those people a little bit because you can unknowingly attract an audience. And I feel like maybe Ethan knew he was attracting this audience, but didn't realize quite how bad it would get. And now that he's knee deep in the Hassan stuff, I think it's gotten pretty bad. And
yeah, like that meme, like when Ethan realizes he courted the alt-right versus when Ethan realizes he courted the alt-left.
Funny
it's
story
that kind
about
of
that.
thing. Yeah.
I stole that from the Destiny subreddit, and some guy got really mad at me about it.
It's especially when man, I bet. The fuck was I gonna say?
Just giving like charitability to Ethan, even if we're like overall against him, like so that we don't attract people with like an extreme kind of view one way or the other.
It's good to give him charitability. It can be attractive to court an audience like that because they can be very supportive. But I was gonna say, fuck, I remember now. I think this Israel-Palestine stuff. I genuinely don't have a stance on it whatsoever. I don't give a shit. But I think that this is gonna be a moment when a lot of political people kind of have a reckoning and are seen as kind of worse. And I think Hassan is probably going to be one of those people.
People are bringing up Anita Sarkeesian's tweet like 2 years ago or something recently. I forgot what that was about, but that was interesting. I just see so many names I haven't seen in a long time. I guess something with feminist frequency. She was talking about somebody she'd like they wanted her to remove because they made like controversial statements. It's in relation to how I guess people like Mia Khalifa have been like deplatformed, for lack of a better term, because of their stance on Palestine. Dude, the world is so scary right now. They're literally going around with lists of people who are supporting fucking Palestine in any way, shape, or form at Harvard University. I'm not like a fucking Hamas supporter by any stretch of the means, but like, it's kind of scary, I guess.
Yeah, and I've heard it going the other way as well at other universities.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy, man. I would say if you have any stake in that stuff, just literally don't say anything, and
do you know what the
be much
fucked up
happier.
part about this whole thing is? Kanye was just a year early. If Kanye was doing the whole anti-Jew thing today, and he started today, he would have so much more support than he had last year.
And it's never too late to come back.
Like, I literally think if Kanye had the Alex Jones stream tonight talking about how the Jews are censoring us and all this stuff, like, I'm not even this is not a meme. I literally think this would be like a huge talking point that people would latch onto.
Yeah, once again, it's not too late.
Like that.
Like,
we can go back.
So I wanted to ask: has anybody heard anything about JF's wife? Not since
she just texted me.
Oh yeah, just now.
Dude, Tom had to leave. She just fucking.
She's on her way.
DM'd her, dude. Hey Tom, I want your dick. Okay.
JF
dude, JF 100% killed his wife, in my opinion. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube, allegedly?
I mean, listen,
probably?
I'm going to say, like, we're not investigative journalists, but I think from a moral and legal standpoint, he totally murdered her, dismembered the body, and fucking...
Dude, it's just my opinion, dude, it's so annoying. Like, I feel like, and I don't know if I'm using this term wrong or whatever. I don't want Vito to come in here and, like, yell at me for, like, legalities or whatever. But it feels like if you... Online, you just don't have free speech. Like, if you say certain things, even if they're not, like, the most crazy thing in the world, you just get like destroyed. Like, people are becoming so vitriolic.
Somebody said something in chat just now. They said rip Mama JF. I think that's what happened. I think he ripped her in half. Yeah,
dude, he literally ripped Mama JF in half. She's like, please JF, no.
Do you know that I own his book? I own the book, the merchandise, right, of the guy who allegedly murdered his wife and took money from Jeffrey Epstein. That's who I chose to support with my funds. Isn't that wild? Did I miss the Sniperwolf section? Yeah, you'd have to go back. So, Tom, where have you been? When are you going live again, buddy? Damn.
Never, dude. He's dead. He
left. Damn.
He actually left.
Ouch.
He left to go, like, fuck Mama JF.
Oh, he sent me the Cherry texts. Let me read these. You want to hear what Cherry said about, this is not Zan's editor.
It's the Cherry that took the picture of, like, Keffels and Vosh and Destiny, right?
Yeah. So these are the messages.
Like
Ready?
Dust's friend, yeah, okay.
Destiny said, he seems like a super cool person. I've never seen or heard anything bad about him ever. I know him a little bit. We interacted a few times. He's just doing it on purpose. I've literally trauma dumped everything to Steven over years, and now he's saying he's never heard a bad thing ever. I'm just triggered on purpose? Yeah, on purpose. And then she wrote, I'm going to Georgia by myself for 3 months to be on a better space and start DBT and focus on healing. Pinned this to remind myself to never apologize or make excuses to hold on to people who don't care about you. I'm okay. I don't have it in me to respond individually to everyone right now. This doesn't seem terrible, but it sounds kind of schizo. But I literally do not take any of you for granted. I'm more aware of your kindness and non-judgmental than I am for negativity of others. Stop telling me to log the fuck off. I do not care about being mentally ill on this fucking app. I'm in real life. Oh shit, here we go. It's heating up, guys. Next message. He wants to make me say it. He's lying. He knows I'm spiraling. He could have chosen any other person to reply. He could have not lied. He just wants me to suffer. I deleted the tweets to appear as though I regretted posting them. He came 15 times. I finished twice. Why did she write that? It's so weird. Holy shit.
It's about the balance. A guy and a girl must come equally for it to be consensual.
Do you remind? Like, you know what this reminds me of? This is a real deep cut. Do you remember the time when Vosh was fighting with that woman? I don't remember her name. Who was the woman who made a whole document on Vosh? Does anyone know this? Again, I don't know if we have any DGG type people in the chat.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a DGG type person. So.
There was like she got into a beef with a black woman, right? Cat Black, yes. Or was she black or was her name black? I don't know. Cat Black made a whole document on Vosh, and in the middle of it, he was like, by the way, his dick is small, or something like that. Like in the middle of it, like, he's a piece of shit for XYZ, and she's like, and he sent me his cock, and that shit was minuscule. Like, whoa. That's dude, Cherry just Cat Black Destiny. It's like, oh my god, I've been telling him how bad this fucking person was forever. By the way, he can't even fuck. Like, whoa. Holy shit.
Dude, like, it's just...
Oh god.
Yeah, I don't... Like, Destiny's a public figure who gets in, like, a lot of beef.
Don't say public figure. We're not using legal arguments.
Oh, yeah, legal terms are legal terms. So, and, like, most people who get with him, you know, like Cherry or whatever, know who he is.
Yeah.
And, like, this is not, like, a diss to Destiny or whatever, but, like, you kind of know kind of what you're getting into when you're getting in a relationship with Destiny. That, like,
sure, wasn't the one of the
like
girls...
in a polyamorous situation. He has a lot going on in his life, not just with the girls, but with his streams all the time.
Didn't he have a situation where, like, the girl...
You're gonna be a side piece,
Didn't the girl... Well, you're going to be a side piece because he's married. That's, like, the main
thing. But, like, on top of that, like, he's also, like, busy and in, like, relationships with a bunch of other people.
Didn't he have a beef with a girl because they, like, they tweeted a picture from the stream everyone knew he went live in? And then she's like, oh my god, you talked about our sexual encounter or whatever. But in reality, it was like, yeah, you fucking tweeted and made everyone aware that you were there with him. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, yeah, wasn't that, Annavore? Where
I don't
she was
think,
like...
Was it Anna? I feel like it wasn't Anna.
Because didn't she, like, take pictures of her with him in their hotel room or whatever? And then, like, that gave the fans, like, enough
was it
info
Lav?
to know where he was or something?
I thought it was... Wait, it might have been Lav.
I thought it was Anna.
Dude, when Lav started leaking that, like, he and Destiny hooked up, she and Destiny hooked up, that was fucking crazy.
Maybe it happened to both. I don't know. Like, Destiny has a lot of...
There's a lot of BPD women. I mean, he's got a type.
Well, basically what I meant is, like, I don't know how these women can complain when they kind of, like, know that they're becoming, like, a side... Like, they're becoming a side piece, you know?
Someone in chat says, wait, Lav is a man? I'm sorry, I misspoke. We all know Lav isn't a man. One time she got into a debate with somebody on Twitter, and they said that she looked ugly or something. I forgot what they said. And then she literally tweeted her own nudes as an own. So I know for a fact that she's not a dude.
Well...
We're no transvestigating here on this stream. Oh, God. That's the definition of a woman moment, Bowblax. Guys, listen.
Yeah, I guess... Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying it's no surprise that the women who get with Destiny are crazy, because you would have to be crazy to get with Destiny when... I'm not talking about Melina, obviously.
So you think that everyone who'd ever engaged in a polyamorous relationship is mentally ill?
No, but with Destiny in particular, it's like more extreme. It's because of his, like, public presence and everything like that. Like, I don't know. Like, why would you want to become, like, girl number 10?
Dude, take it... Well, because maybe, like, they're just interested in having sex, realistically. But I don't know. Let's take it off of Destiny.
Yeah, but, like, Cherry is saying stuff like, oh, I like that you're, like, kind to me and whatever. Like, it's... Obviously, it's more than just sex to Cherry.
Well, no, because most people can't do that's actually the question I was asking. So, like, most people can't handle a polyamorous relationship. They can't handle, like, actually, like... engaging with that in a non-romantic sense without getting too attached to their partner. Do you think that's anything that you could ever potentially do, I guess?
Oh, me get involved with someone without it being...
Sure, do you, like, 'cause I don't think majority of these people who even consider this stuff can do that.
Yeah, you have to have a very particular mindset, and, like, I don't think most people could do that now.
And I think it's something you find out after the fact. I think like a lot of the women that he has issues with, I think if some of them are like, oh no, I could totally do that. No, I'm totally fine for this or whatever. But they find out midway through, it's like, oh no.
Yeah, because I'm even thinking to myself, like, could I do that? I guess I'd have to have more experience. But
no, but you need to be a very specific archetype of person to be able to have zero attachment with people and like be in a semi-regular, intimate relationship with them. You know what I mean? And have a stable marriage.
Yeah,
and stuff like
because
that.
like. Yeah, once it gets like past the screen and like you're with them in real life physically, obviously there's just like psychological stuff that happens to where
because you hear these debate shows and they're like, well, jealousy is like inherently.
That's why it's like one night stands, not like 50 night stands. You know?
Yeah, well, they say like, well, jealousy is inherently like, I guess, a weakness or something. I see like in streams like that. It's like, yeah, but most people would be. And most people who say that they could probably handle that with multiple partners for a long period of time without it getting weird, while everyone's dating other fucking people, and let's be honest, probably having some form of a sex addiction. No offense. It's probably the best addiction to have, I guess. But like, I don't know. I feel like that would be a very difficult thing to do. Augie wants to call in.
Yeah,
I have a feeling he would DM me.
Even Pro Jared thought he could do it. And then he got divorced on Twitter. So.
Dude, Pro Jared got divorced on Twitter. That's just so crazy.
Dude, he's so goofy. He got divorced on Twitter and he started like showing his nudes to his Nintendo fans to like get off. Dude, the story was so funny and then people had to ruin it by adding the pedo shit in. And now everyone's like, oh, defend Pro Jared.
Doesn't that
which
sound
obviously...
like some other super viral situation?
Yeah, with the Sniperwolf one, yeah.
The thing is, and the most interesting part of this, and I wouldn't bring it up on a stream like the one we were just on, but Sniperwolf is like a shot-for-shot recreation reboot of Suzy Lou. We have a person who was super, like a person back in the day when they were making their older content who wanted to appear as like this fucking gamer girl aesthetic, right? Who got really upset that someone made a video on her, and then she DMCA'd it, right? Because she was offended by it. It was a fair use video, and she argued like, no. I don't let people re-upload my videos, even though it's like a commentary and a critique and stuff like that. I don't let people do that. I think that my content is sacred. I would totally DMCA somebody again if they did that, and I would like give people credit if they're going to cover me in like a positive way, I guess she said, right? Now, fast forward like years, right? It's been years. All of a sudden, now she's a freeboot reaction channel, right? Literally just stealing other people's content after the same controversy. This is literally... you could interchange this. It's either Suzy Lou or it's fucking Sniperwolf. It's the same person. Yep. It feels like fucking, they just rebooted the movie like Willy Wonka, but they added a pedo allegation and a fucking doxing situation to up the stakes. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's literally the same drama.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, hold on, before you get on that, like, you can ask other aspects of this. Oh, they were favored by YouTube. The critique against the people who they were talking about were fucking like, oh, they made too many videos on me, Tipster and Suzy Lou. Or the biggest one is that both of them were dating their manager. These are the same people. And they're both, like, they're blonde, bro. They were both literally blonde women, gamer girls,
and they're both dumb, dude.
And they're dumb. I mean, that's just a woman thing, I guess.
Well, Suzy Lou does have a big forehead, so maybe she does have some extra brain in there, but...
Hey man, I have to ask, is the VITO guy just doing a bit? No, I think he's like a legitimate contrarian. I don't know. I think that there's a certain aspect to like the pedo baiting bit, but I don't care enough to defend him. I'm gonna be real. That's all I'll say on that subject. But I don't know. I think that he's a very sensational. He's either a total fucking idiot on 99% of the topics he covers. I think I just straight up blocked him on Twitter because I don't want to read his shit anymore. He reminds me of like fucking. Honestly, he's like the worst version of Dark Viper for me. I don't want to be around that guy.
Damn. But yeah, with like, I'm glad that she got demonetized and stuff, but like, I just don't see any reality where YouTube would ban Sniperwolf.
No, never. Like, no, I didn't even realize she was as big as she was. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, everyone's doing like this campaign and stuff, and I'm glad like people are bringing attention to it. But like from this point onward, like going forward, like I don't know what yelling at YouTube or about the situation is gonna like realistically do, besides just like making money or videos for money, obviously, which I'm down. But like in terms of like actually making a change and stuff, like the monetization thing is like the farthest realistically YouTube's gonna go. It just makes 0 sense for them to go further with it, even if it's like the right thing to do, you know. So
yeah,
like,
no, I totally agree.
I don't really know what the point is to like. I don't know, like talk about like Sniperwolf's 10-year-old content that was kind of sus or like whatever. Like besides just like getting more impressions and views on your videos and stuff, like I don't see this movement doing anything from this point forward.
Dude, oh god, how do you think this is gonna go? I'm putting out my Sniperwolf video this weekend. How do you think it's gonna go?
Where's the tipster video?
This was kind of, honestly, I'm only doing things that like I'm really interested in. This video materialized in like 4 days, so I was pretty interested in talking about it.
I was just joking. Your video's gonna perform super well. The Sniperwolf stuff is still pretty hot. Like my videos, like the Sniperwolf stuff has like revived my channel. So
I had to start doing the voice again. You know what I mean? I needed the delivery to sound the same. Yeah, no. The thing is, I went back and I picked like scores of songs that I've used a lot that I think like I don't think anyone's gonna notice but me. But I was trying to just like I don't know. I'm kind of afraid that I've been gone for 2 years. Is it even gonna like sound or interact like the same? I don't know.
It doesn't matter if it's the exact same. It's because people are gonna expect the content to be slightly like
I guess because I'm like a different person than I was 2 years ago.
Yeah, like and everyone knows that. It's not like the content's gonna be different. Like people are like, oh, it's not a copy paste of what you made 2 years ago. Like what? Just
I think I got the voice pretty similar though. Listen to the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Okay, SSSniperWolf is one of the longest hated content creators in the history of YouTube. And I don't mean most hated of all time, that's probably one of the Paul brothers.
Not only that, but
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's
pretty good.
Shit, literally fucking earlier said I'm oozing with estrogen.
Yeah. It's good.
I had to put the okay in there,
so
but I picked like songs based off of like you remember this one? YouTube, and then went on to That's actually not one of the more known ones. Wait, oh god, you want to hear this? I fucking recorded the dude before Spider-Man came out. I just started bumping a bunch of the recording, so I recorded the conclusion. With that being said, what do I think will happen? Probably nothing. Well, fuck. So I gotta re-record that section, but something did happen, but it's kind of sad. But yeah, I mean, oh god.
Damn.
People ask me daily when I'll be returning to YouTube think this next chapter was well worth the wait. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to playing Spider-Man 2 on the PS5.
Oh shit! Hey babe, when we were getting into the car, you said I was.
So you're still releasing the tips?
Yeah, no, I'm still doing it. This is just like to get me going. You know what I mean?
Because I need content for a bully stream, dude.
Dude, this is actually like part of the intro to the tipster video. Listen to
this. Hey babe, when we were getting into the car, you said I was something. What did you say that I was? You said I was sexy? Man, I wish that were true, because if that were true, I could attract a hell of a lot more goth mommies that way. Just taking a quick vape break.
Dude, Tipster tweeted something crusty today. Somebody was like, you don't get any pussy, bro. Tipster was like, what do you mean? Women love the jiggly jiggly.
Oh my god.
I straight up put the intro into the end of the video.
Bowblax doing what YouTube thinks JacksFilms is doing.
Dude, women love the
except
jiggly
they took a break.
jiggly. Ugh.
Tipster shit.
I had to reach far and wide to try to find new avenues to critique Tipster, because we've done so much publicly, and it's hard because you stream everything.
Just take my streams and fucking copy what I said. Just like take out all the bullshit points I make for like memes and like try to siphon something out of that. I don't know.
Do you think that Cordwit and Toastify being back is good for like traditional video essay content? Because I feel like there was a real gap to be filled there on like regular. Oh god, that was actually a 6 snipe I just got. Jesus.
Yeah, well, I mean, Turkey Tom filled that gap.
Yeah, but
Willie Mac show did.
Willie Mac is. I never considered